Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to design your own embosser using Canva. This is super handy if you want to brainstorm with your client before sending a design through to me or any other cookie stamp maker. It helps cut down all the back and forth between you, your client, and the manufacturer. Normally what will happen is your client will give you a rough idea, you send it on to me, I mock something up, you send it back to your client, they want changes, you come back to me, and the cycle will continue. This way, you and your client can sit down together, get the design looking how you want it to look, and then I can make any small tweaks if needed. Usually just thickening up lines or adjusting spacing so that it will stamp properly. Okay, so I'm assuming that you have a Canva account and you know how to log in and everything. So we'll come up to our home screen and we're going to create a custom size canvas. So say you're making your cookie cutter is going to be 7 centimeters. Just create a canvas that is 7 centimeters by 7 centimeters. And that'll give you an idea of what you're working with and the space you have. If it's a square, you can leave it as is. But if it's a circle, which usually it's a circle, you want to head over to the Elements button and you can search the shapes. So just type in circle and it'll say quick add circle, add shape. There we go. Now we want to get rid of the infill color. So you go up to the top bar, click on color, click on no color, and everything's gone. Don't worry. Go to border style, which is just next to the color area. Click on the line, and I'm going to set this to 0.5, and that gives us an outline of a circle. So we're going to increase the size, so we're just going to drag the corners up to the very edge of the canvas, and this is what we're working with. So for this design, I'm going to make my cat a happy birthday cookie. So what we're going to do, we're going to head over to the text button and we're going to add a heading. So I'm just going to type in happy birthday. I'm going to change the font. So I've highlighted everything. Sometimes you can just click on the box and that'll save everything, or like change everything when you get different text. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. So I like this font for the happy birthday. So I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. And you can do that by pulling the corners out, or you can use the size tab up the top. I've got happy birthday, but I want to make it custom. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another text box in here. We'll add another heading. It doesn't matter because you changed the sizes and everything. So I'll add his name in there, Ashley. That's Ashley when he's naughty. Then I'm going to pick a fancy font because he's a fancy cat. There we go. Now we'll just size this up. As you can see, the text box is quite wide. You can bring it in so it's not so wide. This doesn't change the actual size of anything. That's when you want to grab the corners. And then I'm just going to drag this to the center a little bit. Now, because it's got this long tail on the A, it's not, when it's centered, it actually doesn't look centered. So it's technically centered like that, but it doesn't look visually centered. So I'm going to move it across a little bit. And then that looks more central like that. So once that's all done and I'm happy with the sizing and everything, I'm going to group the text together. Now to do that, you click on one of the elements, hold the shift button down, click on the other element, and you can either right click and select group, or you can click on Control G. Now we're going to center this, so we come up to the top bar, hit position, hit middle and center, and then that's in the middle. But as you can see, there's a lot of blank area sort of down here, down the bottom. So again, it's technically going to be centered, but visually, is it centered? No, so I'm going to shift everything down a little bit. That's too much. So to me, that looks central there. It may change as we add more elements. So that's cute, but can we make it cuter? I say yes. Let's head over to the Elements button on the left-hand side. Click on that, and we're going to search Elements. And I'm going to type in cat face. Now, the search will show up photos, videos, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, we don't want photos, we don't want videos. We want to head over to the graphics section. Now that we're in the graphics section, we want to pick something that is mostly just an outline. So this cat is super cute, and you could use this cat. Up the top here, there are colors, so you can change the colors. So you can have a purple cat. But what you could do is you could change the colors to white. So then it's just a black and white cat, and you could use this. This would work totally fine. What you don't want to use are obviously GIFs or GIFs, depending on how you want to say it. An image like this, where you cannot change the colors, will not be very good. I could still draw the outline, but that takes time. This would work well. This would work well. This, even though you can change the colors, wouldn't work well, because if we get rid of all the colors, we're just left with a few lines. So it's really important to consider the graphics you are putting on the design. So for this particular design, what I will use is some cute ears. I'm going to resize these a bit. Should bring this, that's fine for now. And cute little mouth. So I am pretty happy with this design here. I'm just going to shift the text down a little bit. Then I'm just going to group everything together. So again, hold down Shift and click on each element. Control G will group everything. And this means you can resize everything together, and you can centralize it together. So I think I'm going to adjust it a little bit. So I want to ungroup everything. So right click anywhere on the group, click ungroup, and then I can just shift the elements that I want to shift. I think that there works perfectly. So it's important to consider your graphics and your text. If there is text, you don't want it to be too fine, because I will have to expand the line work a little bit. It's usually not a deal breaker, but it is something to consider. Now, once we've done that, basically all you need to do is head over to the share button, come down to this access level here, click on anyone with the link, click on copy link, and then up here, link copied to clipboard. All you have to do is either email that link to me, you can go onto the website and fill in our custom request form and put the link in there. Or obviously, if you're not getting it made through myself, just send it to the the company that you are using. And I'm sure they would really appreciate having this ready, like for them just to go. Basically, you send this to me and I could print this up same day, maybe next day, depending on our work level. But having it in this format makes it so much easier, and it means that this is the design that your client is happy with. So any tweaks I do won't be that serious that it would warrant going back to your client, coming back to me, and then going back to your client. So it'll streamline the process for you. But yeah, give it a crack. Learn a new skill if you don't know how to use Canva. Have a bit of a play around. Canva is amazing. Oh, thanks. I hope this was helpful, and I will catch you in the next video.